All right, today let's study Chapter 1, Section 1. And then objectives of this section, we're going to learn how to solve a linear equation and some equation that leads to linear and solve problems that can be modeled by linear equation. So what is considered as solving an equation? Solving an equation refers to replace the original equation by a succession of equivalent equations, and then isolate variable on one side and isolate the constant term on the other side of equation, and then that's how we get a solution. Okay, so the key here, this process has to be going through a succession of equivalent equations. Okay, in any of the steps, you cannot change the equation. If you change equation, and then the solution will not be correct. And there are 5 procedures resulting equivalence. Okay, you can read through it, so I'm just gonna describe it in very, briefly. First procedure called interchange sides. Okay, when you interchange two sides of equation and equation remain equivalent, like x equals 5 or 5 equals x, they're the same. But as a solution, we always require variable x stay on the left-hand side and a constant term stay on the right-hand side. Okay, so this is not considered as a final solution. You have to rewrite into this by interchange the two sides of equation. Okay, that's the first procedure resulting equivalent. Second procedure is called a simplify. Simplify does not change equation, okay, which is equation resulting equivalent. And simplify may include combine like terms, okay, or eliminate parentheses. Okay, you can read this simple example. The third one is called addition principle of equality. So what this principle stated? It states as when you add or subtract the same expression on both sides of the equation, and an equation will remain equivalent. Okay, I'm sure you already learned this before, so this just kind of summarizing it. Okay, so I will, apply those procedure into specific example later on, so I will explain more. Number 4 procedure is called a multiplication principle of equality. It states when you multiply or divide both sides of equation by the same non-zero expression. Okay, the key here, you have to multiply by non-zero expression, and then both sides of equation resulting equivalent. Okay, doesn't change anything when you both sides multiply same number or expression. And then number 5, this procedure also resulting equivalent is called a zero product property. So if one side of the equation is 0, the other side can be factored. So what a factor means a series number or expression multiply. Okay, like a times b times c, okay, or times x plus 1, or times y minus 3, things like that. All multiplied form. That's called a factor form. So if that is the case, one side of the equation is 0, the other side can be factored, and then we may use zero product property, which is you can set each factor to be 0. Okay, that's the 5 procedures resulting in equivalent. Now let's look at an example. how we apply those 5 procedure. Okay. So very simple example, 3x minus 5 equals 4. So our goal is leaving x on left-hand side of equation and then constant term move to the other side. So first we want to clear the negative 5 from left-hand side. So what can we do? Cancel this term. So in order to cancel this term, we want to add a 5, right? But if we only add a 5 on left-hand side and then we change the equation, so we have to apply what? The procedure 3, right? Addition principle. We add both sides of equation 5, positive 5. So that will result in this new equation still equivalent to original. So by doing that, and then constant term cancel out from left-hand side, we only have 3x, and then right-hand side, two constant term, we can combine 4 plus 5 equals 9. So we got 3x on left-hand side and 9 on right-hand side of equation. So we still don't know what x equals, right? We still haven't found a solution yet. So we need one more step. We need to apply multiplication principle this time because there is a coefficient 3 with x, right? But in order to cancel 3 out, we cannot subtract 3 because this is 3 times x. So minus 3 cannot cancel this 3 out. We have to both sides divided by 3. Okay, so 3 and 3 cancel. Left-hand side have x. Right-hand side 9 divided by 3. We got a 3. One